Good morning, Jay. My name is Taiwan Sims. I'm an associate with Burst Into Books, which is an organization that focuses on early literacy in Chicago. And it was an honor to meeting you and your daughters when you came to the city. So I'm just here to kind of follow up with the interview.
Indeed. How did you get connected with Burst Into Books?
So the founder, Jarima Gorham, I've known her for a number of years now, and just the initiative and what she purposed in right now, it's amazing, and just to be a part of it also. She started it through, well, for her child James, because there's no book clubs in the far south side of Chicago. So she started a book club, and the book club sort of ballooned into the Burst Into Books, what Burst Into Books is now.
Huh?
And my role is media. So I'm just like I do the media, the content at times, for events when we're at events. So I'm there shooting live. I'm there kind of participating as a vendor if needed, like a maverick with the team. So
Indeed, you are. And I appreciated our conversation while we were there. You are heavily into education in general because you have two of your own,
mhm.
right? So let's talk about this, what you got behind you, dad supporting dads.
So my purpose for joining it is because I think that fathers do need support, especially when you're dealing with something. And as an American and a Black American, I think that we need a bulk of support because of the narrative that's been written behind fatherhood in Black America. Um, and so when I seen this, I instantly I gravitated to it. So it's just a host of men from different parts of the city, now city, states, countries, and now they've chosen to come alongside each other just to kind of support each other, uplift each other, and whatnot. And for me, it's because in the last 5 years, I've noted that some of the systems that we choose to set ourselves up under, whether it be the educational or work or whatever it is, some of these systems align against our values. They're aligned against the purpose in our lives. And that's what's been going on in my life as a father. I've had the courts purpose themselves against me. I've had the school, Board of Education purpose itself against me. And it kind of puts me at a crossroad and trusting the education system right now. I know that that's a great topic right now with the dissolution of the Board of Education or the Department of Education happening right before us. But I just think that we've given so much to that area, but we've hardly gotten anything back as a payout, especially in our children, education wise. So, to have dads supporting dads, to have other gentlemen or other men that are dealing with the same thing where they wrestling, they find themselves in family court, trying to get a purchase in the life of their children's, but are having the courts against them, to having the spouse or the significant other or the co-parent against them, it's heavy. So I think that while supporting each other, or it works out. Let's just say that. Let's just say that it works out.
Indeed. I actually just saw a post the other day that was like, black man, when you walking past another black man, don't be mean mugging them. Like, say what's up, ask them how they're doing,
Mhm.
ask them if they need help, things of that nature. So I'm loving to see that because that's the narrative that isn't, being pushed enough for my liking. But
Right.
especially because you're in Chicago,
Mhm.
let's talk about it because Chicago is on the news for everything but good.
And that's the truth. And they highlighting the negatives. So
Mhm.
I can imagine what people in different states think about Chicagoans or what's happening really in Chicago. But it's not happening all around Chicago. It's a designated areas. And these designated areas is not happening because of the people in those areas. And that's the narrative that the media is pushing. That's the narrative that's always being pushed in the media, but it's not. Um,
For a city to be nicknamed Chirac.
Chirac, and that killed me right there. Like I haven't even watched that movie because of that.
I don't think I've
Uh,
seen it either, but I just know that that's a nickname.
because I can't. I'm trying to figure out what a rack part, what a war part at, what a because in war it's like a you have an agreed. We agree to be opponents. So what does the war come in? When did everybody else agree that they were going to be a part of this so-called Chirac mess? But it's the narrative that they need to push so they can continue the narrative that there's this gang disruption in Chicago, that there's this grave public safety disruption in Chicago when it's not. They're a band of people, they're groups, these so-called gangs, but they're not gangs, not structured gangs, not actual gangs. These are small factions of people who are being utilized either by the criminals that masquerade as police officers, that are being utilized by these um, psychotic politicians who we have governing the city right now. And it's crippling our city right now. It's crippling us, but even worse is the narrative that's being pushed. And within that narrative, it allows for things to happen. I'm not sure if you've heard about the 18 individuals that were shot in the city, the mass shooting. So
No.
that was a mass shooting July 2nd. It was in River North. And if you go in
This year?
this year, this
Oh
just
wow.
happened. This just
Okay.
happened. On July 2nd. This was a mass shooting involving mainly Black American women.
Hmm.
18 people shot, four of them dead. It was supposedly connected to a young rapper named Mellow Bucks. She's a female rapper here in Chicago, and some whatever it is. I won't even put that
Oh,
narrative
is
out
she
there.
had like a release party or something? An
Yes,
album
this
release
is
party?
yes,
I saw it
yes.
on World Star. I ain't click on it, but I saw the title.
And but see, that's the whole thing, and that's another topic. The world stars, these all these people that paint these narratives in the way that the media wants to paint it, in the way that society has kind of etched it out as Chirac and this place where this is a possibility, this place where this can happen, where somebody ride up and shoot all women up. The victims, those were mainly women, the bulk of them. So imagine 18 people in the streets, and just for an album release party for a female rap artist. And they said she was rapping like this, she was doing this. That's what they do. That's part of rap. That's part of the Jenna Squad. This what draws people in. This what drives it. So I'm gonna talk my stuff. I'm gonna be talking my stuff. I'm not rapping about this and that. I'm talking my stuff. I'm rapping about how jazzy I am. I'm rapping about how tight my team is over yours. I'm gonna talk my crap, you know. But at the same time, they try to make it seem like it's because she was rapping and doing that. That 18 girls that somebody rolled up this. Imagine this. Now, this is in the gang because I'm from the streets. When we were young, we rolled through people's street, through their blocks. When we've been in blocks, we see a crowd of females. Ain't nobody finna wave no move at them, or ain't nobody finna pull a gun out the car and wave it at them or shoot at them. Not at all. We finna jump out. Hold up. What's up, lady? What y'all want? We trying to nab. Look, what y'all on? What y'all doing? What we at? Y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be over here. We know we ain't supposed. That's why we trying to do this real fast, and we gonna meet up tonight. No, these fools, they have a narrative, whereas these individuals just riding down the street or maybe got wind of what Mello was doing, enrolled into downtown Chicago. Mo, this is our business district. This is a business district. This is an affluent area. This is an area that's highly policed. They rolled right into this area and shot 18 people with the
Mm.
intention of taking all their lives. And this is the narrative that this can suddenly happen in Chicago. It's wrong.
Oh, very
Whatever
much
that
so.
whatever that was, it was intentional and it was targeted. And those girls didn't deserve that. And but we have a mayor here in the city that when that press conference that he was having, there was a young news reporter in the crowd that screamed this out, which painted or framed the narrative. Oh, this came from a shooting. Mayor Johnson, what doesn't this stem from a shooting that took place in the far south side? What you know about that was my thought instantly. But the mayor high capped it by saying he's like, oh well, good question, Chris, or whatever the kid name was, Chris or something like that. Good question, but you ahead of it before I am. What are you ahead of? What does Chris know about the far south side? Other than reports, other than what is it, the scanner reports and all these things. What do you know about the far south side? Nothing. But
Mm.
here it is, you paint this narrative now, which takes the thought away from investigating this matter. So 18 individuals, 18 Americans have been shot and no one has been taken into custody.
Mm.
No follow-ups in the news. We had someone from Syracuse, I think some woman from New York, get shot in the arm, and they put that in the news for about 3 to 6 months, 90 days. Every time there was some mention of a teen takeover or whatnot, there was the mention of this woman being shot. And she was a tourist. But we have 18 residents, 18 Chicagoans shot up in the street. It's been in the news. It was in the news probably July 2nd, July 3rd, 4th, and it was over with. So if we can get rescued from even the narrative of being a city known for murdering and shooting each other, and this is primarily in areas, and I'm gonna name some areas. These are communities: Roseland, Austin, Inglewood, East Rogers Park, and South Shore. These are primarily Black American communities. These are you have some Latinx communities that can be like Humboldt Park and back of the yards, um, and other areas that could be named in it also, Pilsen. However, this is all manufactured and it's been going on for quite a while. And until Chicagoans and until Americans can get around each other and saying, hey, this is not the natural way in which we are taking care of each other, Black Americans especially in our communities, get back to protecting our communities where people ain't just coming in our communities and shooting them up so that they can push a narrative. Then we're going to be under the gun of this, or unless the federal government come in and inspect our government, city government, and our law enforcement, because this is where these attacks are coming from. Because they're trying to push this political net, they're trying to push for political strength, and they're trying to push the narrative that, hey, we're a city under siege, but we're a city being placed under siege, is what it is.
And
And they
that's a pretty wild narrative to put out.